my God.
Look, you get a twofer!
Welcome back to Cue the Chaos. Today we are talking about some hot topics. We are talking about episode 6 and 7 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. So I guess we can start first with the hot topics, Alex, there are a couple of new shows coming to Bravo.
There are.
So we have Next Gen NYC, and we also have The Love Hotel. What do we think about any of those?
I am excited to watch the first episode of both and see if either will capture my attention.
I kind of agree. I don't know if I got a lot from the trailer of either or. The Next Gen NYC, I was surprised because I thought it was going to be more Housewives kids. And I think they moved in another direction.
It's just giving all Nepo babies.
Yes. So I'm interested to see like how their interaction is, how their dynamic is.
And for these to be people who grew up on reality TV, it's going to just be interesting to see what they give as the star this time.
Yes.
Because Riley Burris, we've seen her so long, and she's given nothing forever. And between Ariana and Brielle, Ariana was always the sister who gave nothing.
Yeah.
Brooks always gives nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited
what about Gia?
to see. Gia gives the most.
Yeah, she gets
Gia's the only one I'm genuinely excited to see, honestly. So, I mean, I'm going to tune in. Like I said, I'm going to watch this first episode, but I'm more excited for Next Gen just because it's a different show, more so than Love Hotel. I am excited for Love Hotel, but I feel like I would want different people on Love Hotel.
If you were to have cast Love Hotel, who would have been your 4 like housewives or Bravo celebrity that you would have cast to have dated on the show?
Marlo.
Okay, Marlo. Who else?
Absolutely, because I mean, I feel like everything has always been around the mystique of who Marlo is dating. So I would have wanted to see Marlo. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like we kind of want to see the OC, the OG of the OC, Vicky Gunvalson, because like you're single. Who are you dating if you're dating anybody? So I totally would have watched Vicky. I also would have watched Brandy Glanville do it.
Okay.
But I don't think she'd be my top 4. Let me see who. Oh, no. Erica Jane.
Okay.
I would have wanted to see Erica Jane. And then... Then I guess you could have left Giselle or Ashley. I mean, no, not Ashley. Ashley's not somebody I'm interested in seeing. But I would have watched Giselle. So, yeah. Okay. I would have taken Giselle, Marlo, Erica Jane, and who else did I say? And Vicky Gunvalson.
Vicky. So, I'll tell you, for me, first number 1 pick with like 8 stars beside it is Garcelle Beauvais.
Okay.
I would have loved to see Garcelle date. I mean, that's what they try to read her about on the show. So, why not the perfect opportunity to see actually Garcelle's dating style, her dating type, who she's interested in. I know it's going to come out of left field, but I also would have maybe been interested to see Kyle on the show. If she was really open to really dating and opening up that part of her life.
She's not open to being honest.
No. That sucks. My third one would have been Adriana from Real Housewives of Miami.
Absolutely. She's definitely a character.
Adriana. I just feel like she would have gave us so much personality and so much everything.
And just foolishness.
And the last one for me, which is going to be a left field, again, is probably Brynn from Real Housewives of New York. I would have been interested in that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like her energy level could have been fun, and her dynamic with the other girls might have been fun.
I would want to see an all young girls version because I would want to see them like be messy. So I would want like Ashley, Brynn. Who else is a young girl who's single? Monica Garcia.
Oh, Monica.
And somebody else that's like in that young, messy, Drew Sidora.
Drew
Sidora.
Yeah.
I would watch the 4 of them.
Okay. I would have liked that. I would have liked that. So
that would be a good girls trip. They need to do a young girls trip.
Yes.
Are we done with girls trip because of Morocco? Is Bravo just dead now?
They haven't talked about it in a while, obviously. The Morocco trip was almost 2 years ago now, and we haven't gotten any updates or nothing.
Fuck you, Caroline Manzo!
Yeah, she fucked us over with that one. So I don't know where we go from here with the girls trip Morocco thing. I would love to see that come back, though. I thought the formula was great. I like the kind of mix of like previous wives and then like new wives, and yeah. So, but anyway, so that's the 2 new shows coming out, which are gonna be interesting. But moving on to RHOA, which is currently airing and gearing up pretty soon for probably a mid-season trailer, which me and Alex are sitting on pins and needles for. We had episode 6, which was the fallout after the Kenya event. So Kenya displayed the poster boards of all the things.
Kenya twirled right on down to hell, in the words of Portia.
And never came back up.
In the words of Kelly.
And now we're in the aftermath of it. Britt is crying to her husband. She's crying to her mom. She's crying to her dog. She's crying to
the IV nurse lady. She's crying to production.
She's crying to everybody.
Trash man,
yeah.
child. She's trying everything she can.
Britt was traumatized. She also said that she had scrubbed the internet of the previous things that had happened.
She should ask for her money back.
And she said this particularly, I want to make sure I'm saying this right. She said that she was filmed on a webcam by her ex-boyfriend. She also said that she had intimate videos made with an ex that he then released as revenge porn against her, which is how Kenya found the videos. I don't know this to be true or not. I do know in Georgia there is a law against revenge porn, and I know that the law specifically states that if an image can be readily found online, that is not considered revenge porn.
Britt, you was sucking dick, had your titties out, and was getting beat from the back on camera because you were doing anything and everything to have a Kardashian come up. That's why your ass was over there with Stevie J. That's why you was a video hoe. That's why you was an insurance fraud hoe. You was trying to show that ass, sell that cat, and get it come up.
So I did see that she was in the Soulja Boy Kiss Me Through the Phone video. She was the main girl in the video.
Video hoe, insurance fraud hoe, webcam hoe, regular old hoe about town.
She also was on Stevie J show that got greenlit for a pilot.
Stevie J's hoes.
Yeah.
The House of Hoes.
House of Hoes. I don't think it was called House of Hoes, but that's pretty much what it was.
She's just a regular old hot Atlanta hoe.
I think that Britt has been looking for a come up for a long time. And
she's been using her hole to get it. She's been trying to fill a void in her hole to get her whole self on TV.
But I'm not mad at it. Can we be honest? Alex, I think you and I could both say we are never mad at anybody. Come up how you got to do it, girl. Do what you got to do. My only issue with Britt is she didn't own it and stand 10 toes
down on
it.
Own it. You got to own it.
Yeah. So that was upsetting, I think, in the episode to see. And then I think that also, from my interpretation of it, is a lot of the girls didn't feel right about what Kenya did, but I think they still love and support Kenya as a person and didn't want to not see her on the show. What did you think?
I think the hoes was glad to get rid of Kenya.
What?
Kenya's just difficult. I'm not gonna lie, they was glad to get rid of Kenya. I would have been glad to see Kenya go. Kenya's that bitch that you choose to be friends with because you don't want to be her enemy. So it's like, I'd rather be on her good side than be against her. I think everybody was glad to see Kenya go.
Okay.
Fans, no, but I think cast-wise, they were like, whew, child, because if she was going to do this, y'all know, who knows what Kenya would do. Kenya's always ready to twirl them down the hill. In fact, Kenya owns a condo down there.
Does she own a condo?
Kenya owns a condo.
Is it a 2-bedroom?
Child, it's a 3.
We all 3 got a room then.
Child, she gotta have space for Brooklyn. She'll pack Brooklyn up on that little private jet that she took to South Carolina, fly right on down the hill, and get some receipts on your ass.
So I did think that was interesting that I feel like a lot of the cast did feel upset about what Kenya did, but did still want to have her back, which led into the second half of the episode, which was Kelly's peace brunch that she held, where she had some food there for them. She had some mimosas with her mimosa mix, which, by the way, is delicious. Me and Alex have had it.
But the brunch that she gave was giving $5,000 as well. It was giving production gave the new girls no money for any events this season.
No, not really.
Because there was not a floral decoration, a step and repeat, a rainbow wall. There was nothing.
Yeah. So,
one decorated table.
So, this is our peace brunch. And so they get to the brunch and, this is the first time that the girls are all seeing Britt after the event,
And Britt chose to wear a bikini.
That was a choice. A
knit bikini.
It was a choice. And so they get to the brunch and Britt,
in her knit bikini,
immediately addresses the girls and says that she really wants support and that she's been going through a lot and that her insurance license got revoked, suspended.
Well, allegedly she told Shamia that she lost her license.
Lost it? I wasn't sure exactly what she
Shamia
said.
brought that up, where she then clarifies that it's under investigation.
Correct. So then Angela clocks in and says, how is that possible? Because Angela herself is also a licensed mortgage lender and a real estate agent. And she says that she knows a thing or two about licensing and that you can't lose your license that fast. And Britt immediately gets defensive and tells Angela to read the motherfucking room.
And the room was giving, we going to the beach with your bikini. We're going to the beach, each, let's go get away.
Hey, what you gonna say? No, I did think that Angela clocked in quick on that. And she was like, girl, like, the story's not making sense.
Because it wasn't.
It wasn't making sense. Angela
just like whatever your husband does for work or not isn't making sense.
It didn't make sense. Angela clocked her. Angela said, girl, the story 2 + 2 is not equaling 4. So what are we talking about here?
What are we talking about?
And she clocked it really fast.
Real quick.
And Britt immediately got defensive. And again, I think this was an instant for me where I felt like Britt was looking for a moment. I didn't feel like Britt's reception to it was genuine. I didn't feel like what Angela asked her was that deep. I just feel like Britt was on level 100 because she didn't want to be questioned about it,
Absolutely. And that's what she does. Then she gets all like loud and belligerent and just ghetto. And it's giving, it's not giving.
It's not. And so that's where we kind of left the episode. The girls semi-made up. They did a little 1-2 step and then we kind of fade out. And open in episode 7 with the girls getting ready to go to Nashville for Portia's birthday trip. But obviously there's a lot of drama there because, Portia and Drew are still not on good terms,
So Portia don't want Drew on her birthday trip, which I'm not mad at because...
She does not want Drew there.
Why bring the negative energy? If I'm not fucking with you, then I'm not fucking with you.
Do you feel like it's that deep between Portia and Drew?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Portia is just upset because all Portia's storylines were fading right in front of her. So Portia was trying to box Drew out of filming and being like, I'm not inviting you on the first cast trip.
Okay.
But our good old girl Angela Oakley decided to say, no. I gotta bring my Chi-Town homie because what's Nashville without 2 hood bitches from Chicago?
Yeah, and this episode honestly made me made me remember why Drew got her contract this season. Can I say that?
This episode has made me see that Drew finally paid for a stylist because she looks good.
She looks amazing. She had the best confessional this season so far.
I mean, even her in scenes, she looks great.
She looks great.
Some of the outfits are still just but most so far it's giving 8 out of 10.
And the hair.
8.5 out of 10. It's getting 8.5 out of 10 so far. Every episode it is going up. So for that,
cheers, bitch. But I will say this about Drew. It made me remember why she got another contract for this season is because Drew knows how to toe the line on being messy but also being real and showing a lot and revealing a lot. Because I do feel like in this divorce scene that we saw with her and Ralph, we were getting a lot there, you know. There was a lot of personal story there.
A lot of nothing, because what we want to know is what she's trying to keep from coming out.
Well, that's the part where I feel like we're still getting Drew. And the thing about Drew, with what it is with Drew, is that you're always getting what Drew wants you to see, not what you want to see. If that makes sense.
And that's the difference, because what people don't realize is they call Drew a liar. Mm-hmm. Drew calls it acting. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. Yeah. She calls it acting. The rest of us call it lying.
So you think Drew is just acting and not seeing it the same as all the other girls are seeing it?
Absolutely. So the other girls are living in their truth, and they're like, bitch, you lying. And Drew's like, no, I'm acting out this scene. And they're like, no, bitch, this is not the game.
This is not step up.
This is not That's So Raven, bitch.
Nah, bitch. Mm-mm.
This is your real life. And right now it's giving, we want to know about your lesbian encounters with Ty.
Do you think, let's be honest here, what she is trying to keep out of the...
is that she's a lesbian. She's a real lesbian, too. Okay, clock it. Okay. Second finger clock it. She's a lesbian. She's a lesbian.
Wow. Okay.
She is a Lebesian.
Not a Lebesian? I can't. Hold on. So you think... Because I was... The one part for me that I didn't understand, she was so intent on keeping the court record sealed. And
go down.
And she said she was doing that for Ralph and she wanted to protect him. But then they literally show a flashing of Ralph saying, like, I don't care. I want the records unsealed. There's nothing I'm hiding. Drew's hiding something. Do you think part of that is things that Drew has been doing that she doesn't want us to see, her kids to see, the public to see?
Absolutely, because she's put all of Drew's business out there. Tampa, the cousin Courtney, all of the weirdness. Drew's been fine putting on Front Street about Ralph up until now. Yeah. She does not want her lesbian. How about your lesbian relationship, bitch?
Baby, in the words of Miss Lisa Nicole Cloud.
Okay? How about that lesbian relationship?
Don't do it.
I'm sorry, you have to edit that scene in right here.
We have to. I'm just going to edit a little clip of that. And with her throwing the cup. And then we got a flash of Quad with that big bandage on her face. Oh my God. That was a season. I'm sorry. Married to Medicine used to give us seasons. This last season wasn't giving that. But they used to give us seasons. We got to get back to that. Maybe now that Phaedra's left, I know we totally detoured, but now that Phaedra's left Married to Medicine, maybe we'll get back to that again. Because hopefully. Like, they used to give us, I used to tell people all the time, Married to Medicine was that one show, like, you didn't watch every episode, and then you would binge watch 3 or 4 and be like, bitch, why was I not watching this every episode? Because it was always so fucking good. And I feel like the plot kind of got lost the last 2 years. I think that they were so interested in clickbaits and wanting to just get viewers and really, you know, I appreciate that Phaedra maybe brought more eyeballs to the show, but I do feel like they lost the plot because
you're losing the plot right now. Get back to Drew.
Okay, let me get back to Drew. So, yeah, Drew, I think, really gave us real story, real life, real interactions. As much as she wanted to.
Absolutely.
And I'm interested to see how this whole divorce thing with her and Ralph is going to play out.
I'm not. I just want it to be done because I'm tired of seeing Ralph on my screen.
Really?
I am.
I'm actually kind of interested. Ralph is not annoying me how I thought he would. I think that he is thirsty to be on TV, of course, but I do feel like he's adding another element to it.
So I want her to hurry up and divorce her so he can come back on the show with another woman. Because Ralph is the male Portia. He would totally come back on that show with another woman.
His wife be the new housewife? Oh my God, and he show back up on the show. So almost like a Greg and Sweet Tea situation on Married to Medicine. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow. They've never had that on Housewives before. Mm-hmm. Well, Slade, I take it back. Slade Smiley.
So, but he's giving Slade of Atlanta.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's where we kind of left that scene.
He gonna go get Simon X Fallon.
That's funny. That's tea right there. But yeah, so we leave that scene, and then all the girls are getting ready for Nashville. They all are flying. Commercial, by the way, which is a choice. Y'all can fly in private, but I digress. The budget's small. Y'all trying to work it up. But they all fly commercial from Atlanta to Nashville. And Angela missed her flight, y'all. So Angela's not there.
She was hot.
Because she was hot, she needed her fan, and she was also trying to scheme and figure out how she was going to get Drew on the trip. So...
Looked like they could have just got in a car and drove them 4 hours up the road.
They probably could have, honestly. And it would have been cute. Maybe they could have actually arrived before the other girls, and that would have been a whole scene. But anyway. But they get there, and, the girls are picking out their rooms or whatever, and, Portia's pretty much telling the girls, why she didn't invite Drew, whatever. Angela eventually shows up, and the first thing Angela says is yeah, I invited Drew.
Angela shows up with her wig, looking a mess, sitting 3 inches off her head, giving early 2000s Wendy Williams.
Yeah, it was, you could tell Angela had been through it on that flight, baby. So she gets there, and, she drops her tea, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it, about her inviting Drew on the trip, and Portia's upset, and the other girls are like, baby, wrong road, and they're trying to let Angela know this might not be the right vibe, right? So after we kind of segue out of that, the one little small tidbit of information we get that's interesting is that Kelly and Britt have the same stylist, which I always tell people all the time with reality TV, they film so much, so when you see a certain scene or see a certain thing talked about, it's for a reason. They're not leaving this little bit of tidbit in for a reason. They are setting it up for you to know something way further down the line. When they keep bringing up, Portia and Drew in this beef with Dennis, and they keep bringing up Angela's husband Charles and all this stuff, they're letting you know there's things that are coming further down the line because they're setting it up, because you have to remember they edit everything after it's already filmed, right? So they're editing the show in a certain narrative.
So they're just, it's, what is it, foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing, yeah. They're foreshadowing certain things that are to come. So now we know there's something weird going on with Britt and Kelly with the stylist, but we don't know what it is yet. We just know that they share the same stylist.
That's what's going to clearly trigger that nobody wants to be you, you little hottie.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's going to have something to do about stealing a stylist. Clearly.
Yep. So we lead off to the last part of the episode, which is where they all venture out into the city. They're doing bull riding. They're getting drinks, da-da-da. And, Portia's letting her friends know who met up with her that, she's upset with Angela because she invited Drew. Angela's standing 10 toes down on it, and pretty much Portia calls her out for being
Fun fact, me and
bitch.
Angela wear the same size shoe.
I'm not dealing with you tonight. You and Angela wear the same size?
We wear the same size shoe.
I love that. She's just
large.
She's a large woman.
She is a large woman. She's taller than me.
Yeah, I love that for her.
In fact, she's taller than me in high heels, and I'm 6 feet tall.
But her husband's tall, so I guess it makes sense. They kind of wanted to date somebody. He probably was attracted to somebody with similar build and similar.
Thought she was because they got a similar build, all right. Both of them look like 2 big old NBA players, fucking Jordan and Pippen.
That was just interesting, but I will say, so leading up to the next episode looks a little interesting to see how it is when Drew comes on the trip. We also got a mid-season promo, not a trailer, but a promo for when Phaedra drops back in.
Still with that tired-ass blonde wig.
Yeah, she's giving a little tea about the girls. Britt is questioning Angela about why Charles doesn't wear a wedding ring. It's going to be interesting the second half of the season. What do you think?
I'm sorry, I just realized something about that promo.
I'm listening.
In the promo, she's in the car, and she's like, oh my God, I have tea.
I know.
That outfit is the outfit she's wearing. The tea is not about me. The tea is about you. Because it's that outfit she's wearing the night we left cooking with Kelly. That's the outfit she was wearing the night we left cooking with Kelly. That white outfit, remember? Bitch! That's what it just, that's the tea. The tea is about to be Charles cheating.
Oh, I'm hot. I'm sorry, y'all. Me and Alex are not ready for the second half of the season. Y'all aren't ready for the second half of the season. We were in the second half of the season, and we only know a third of it that we were in, so we don't even know the other 2/3. But I'm gonna tell you the third that we were in, baby. Y'all are in for a season because, whew, okay, we're rewatching it now.
Like, I'm pretty sure when she's in that scene, that is, I'm like 98% sure. Because like that outfit. Yes!
Oh my God, that's
the outfit.
That's the outfit.
That's definitely Pont City Market.
Oh, there's definitely Pont City Market in the background. All right, y'all. Here we go.
Who do you think she called to drop this tea to, Portia?
Push play. Let's see what it is. They showed the girls, you remember?
Well, I mean, but we don't know.
Who knows? Oh. So it's Portia, Britt, and Cynthia, because they weren't there, remember?
Oh my God, it's about to be a whole fucking moment.
All right, y'all. We're gonna mentally prepare ourselves. We are back next Sunday. We are going to be not only live tweeting the episodes going forward. We're also might be dropping in live on X and YouTube, right?
Of course, all of them.
So we're super excited. When that mid-season trailer comes out, we know y'all gonna have our DMs flooded because my husband is an NBA player. My DMs are flooded. Isn't that what she said?
Man in a dress.
But anyway, we're going to leave Cue the Chaos right there. We also have some additional episodes we're going to have coming up soon talking about some other reality TV shows that we've been tuning in and some other hot topics. You know, me and Alex, I've been trying to get my life together. And Alex is slowly helping me. So we'll be dropping back in with some more stuff. As always, thank y'all for supporting. Keep tuning in. Keep retweeting. Keep listening. Keep sharing. Watch us on YouTube. Download on your favorite podcast websites. And continue to keep cueing the chaos. Because, baby, we going to spill
this tea. It's about to start.
It's about to start. Spin that wheel, baby. Bye.